My name is Jaime. What role do I play? I'm a wife, I'm a mother to 4 children. I'm also a carer to my husband who has hereditary amyloidosis. He was diagnosed in 2013. And since then, a lot have happened, which led me to start an association for amyloidosis patients in New Zealand. So NZAPA was formed at the end of 2019, New Zealand Amyloidosis Patient Association. Who do we support? We support patients and carers, first and foremost. Our motto is, we are better together. And what we do, there's a lot of information out there for somebody that's just been diagnosed with the disease. So it's important that you get the most up-to-date and correct information on the disease. So we provide that. We provide treatment information as well. There's a lot of treatment currently being done in the market globally, which is fantastic for patients that, especially for the wild type and the hereditary, which at this point in time, as we know, there is no cure. So providing correct treatment advice and information is very, very important. And further to that, once you think that you're not feeling well and you go to the doctors, generally you will not be able to get a proper diagnosis at that point. So what we try to do is to connect patients with the correct specialists that know what this disease is about. So we connect patients with the specialists either locally or overseas. Further to that as well, which is equally important, is we connect patients to patients, because at the end of the day, I think supporting one another is so important. Even carers, because I myself am a carer, and initially when my husband was first diagnosed, it was very, very difficult to come into terms with what was happening. And I remember wishing almost that I had somebody there that I could talk to and get advice from. So taking into account what we've gone through as a couple, we want to be able to provide this sort of connection between patients and carers with other patients and carers, because, again, as I said, support is really, really important. So what have we achieved since the start of NZAPA? We have placed New Zealand on the treatment map for a lot of pharmaceutical companies. Prior to us starting the association, New Zealand almost is not on the radar for a lot of these treatment entities. So now that we have this association, we are really, really proud, because we are now on the world map, and clinicians overseas and pharmaceutical companies now realize that, hey, we do have Kiwis who are suffering from this disease, so we need to also extend our support and treatment to this country. So we've done that, which is great. We also advocate for disease awareness. As I mentioned, a lot of doctors actually are not aware when they diagnose patients to take into account amyloidosis. So advocating for disease awareness and education is very, very important, not only to the patients themselves, but I think equally important to the practitioners, pharmacy people, even students in the medical profession. I think it's important that they learn the features of this disease, so that when they eventually see a patient who has it, they won't waste time trying to figure out what it is. Right away, they'll take into account that, hey, it may be amyloidosis. I'm also proud that we're able to conduct workshops and conferences that will be held annually.